Interesting video. David Icke has been saying the only way out of this mess is infinite love. But from what I see, David Icke doesn't really understand the concept of infinite love because he still seems to have an enemy that he hates. And here's the challenge, and this is a challenge that I knew from the start before I even started this channel. Everything we happen to believe to be true is dead wrong. So if somebody ends up saying, okay, what's right, then if you're believing everything that's wrong, wouldn't I be the target of all of your hate? So let's go down the list. I was given this channel to go and take a look at. Venom, or I forget the name of it. Anyways, he's into God in the Bible, and I can probably go to it right now. The limitations of science and scientism. And okay, here's the deal. I disagree with Bibles. So anybody that's believing in a Bible, I would be their target for hate. I also believe there's a God, so atheists or non-atheists or anybody that's against religion would be hating me because I happen to believe there is a God. I believe in science, and science proves there's a God, but the science community that isn't aware of all sciences would disagree with me. So I would have people that believe in God hate me, people that disbelieve in God hate me, science people that hate me, politicians would hate me, the medical community would hate me. I mean, pick a group that wouldn't hate what I'm saying. Because it's like, I've studied every avenue. You know, I wanted to find truth. I wanted to find out what the hell is going on, because everything seems to be so friggin' screwed up. And so I've studied all of these religions, and religion seems to be designed to create war between each other, which doesn't mean there isn't a God. It just means we don't understand what God is. Science, I mean, if anybody in science says, okay, we have it all, we know every single piece of the universe, there's no need to explore any more sciences to try and understand our universe. We got it. We understand everything. Whoever is a scientist that's saying we have all of the answers, then put down your science books and stop doing any experiments and trying to figure out what the hell is going on, because you already have the answers. So clearly science itself is saying we don't have all the answers, we just have our perception of what's going on. But if you study all of the sciences and you figure out where the contradictions are, then you see a completely different picture. So when you see, and I knew this going into this channel, that it was like, I'm surprised it took this long to get this much harassment on my channel, frankly, because I've been out here since, what, last spring, and the hate only started about a month ago. So it ain't gonna die down. It's all based on your belief systems. You've been manipulated to believe something at some point in time. Even those that are studying history to see what's happened within our history, at the end of the line, it's like, okay, what caused it? You know, what's the answer? How do we pull ourselves out of it? I'm not seeing that. You know, we can study things in history for, you know, spend 1,000 years doing that, and at the end of the day, where does that get you? You know, and so this is where infinite love comes in. Because ultimately, you know, like, if the whole friggin' universe is gonna hate me, then I will hate everybody back. And it's like, then it makes me turn into them. And hate is our enemy. Hate would be the evil. You know, hate is the cause of everything that's going on. So it is a rough game. And the only way that you can do it is with having infinite love. And you can see, it's just your belief systems. It's not hate directed at me. It means that your belief systems are kind of being a little wrong, and you don't want to let go of what you choose to believe in. And when somebody makes a suggestion of, hey, do you know you're going off a cliff? Do you know you're destroying your whole freaking planet and you're all going to be dead soon? Like even religious people, it's like your friggin' Bibles are what's guiding you right off that cliff, and you think you're going to be saved at the end of the day. And it's like, God ain't going to save you if you destroy the friggin' planet. You're dead. There life after death, and you get eternal life in heaven. It's like, if you don't get the picture is this is hell on earth right now, and it's your job, it's your mission to create heaven on earth. But, if you're going to destroy your planet by being admitted sinners and you can't see that your sins are actually what's destroying the friggin' planet, then God ain't going to save you. It is tons of people are judging each other, to be the ones that are wrong. And it's like all sides of the judgment are completely wrong. And guess what? While I end up pointing out, like when you pick up a gun or you manufacture a weapon to kill other people and then I call you a killer, that's going to seem a little offensive. It's going to seem like I'm judging you. But the reality is look at what the hell you're doing. You are killing people. Calling a spade a spade. It's like you throw the first stone and think nobody's going to throw a stone back at you. And it's like, it's karma. Like it's going to come back at you. You can't, that's the hardest game, is to get out of that. And how do you explain truth without calling a spade a spade? That's a challenge for me. Like I find it really hard to say, hey, you might want to put that gun down because the other guy's got a gun too and he's going to shoot you as soon as you shoot his family. Like at some point in time, you're going to have to recognize your own insanity. And that's what it is while we are believing so much bullshit, we ain't seeing that we're all freaking insane. And the goal is to try and find our sanity in some of this shit. What's working for us? Are we, has anybody stopped the whole of humanity from going off the cliff and destroying the planet? No. Every single one of them. Every single one that would be hating me is participating in, yeah, let's go off that cliff and kill off the planet. I'm not seeing anybody come up with any solutions. And when solutions are coming up and I kind of take a look at it, all of a sudden they don't want to communicate with me if I find a flaw. And it seems to be that when we find out the solution, it's only a solution for them and they don't really give a shit about everybody else. And that's the problem with the same repeating systems, is that we don't even comprehend how can we please all the people all the time. It's like that is something that we perceive to be impossible. But what is impossible? It's only your limited belief systems at play. That if you think something's impossible, boom, it will be impossible. But if you believe something's possible and you kind of, well, how can it be? Then you're searching for that answer of, okay, how do we actually make that happen? One thing is open communication. Listen to the guy that's saying, hey, don't like it when you shoot me. Don't like it when you kill my family. When that person that has this master plan realizes that, hey, the only person that's complaining is the person that's saying, hey, you're out to kill me and I know it. And I'm trying to get you to stop and you don't want to communicate with me. Those are the types of plans of solutions that I see come up. I have not seen anybody that has been open-minded enough to say, oh, there's a flaw in my system. There's something there that would do harm to somebody else on the planet. Oh, I'd like to know about it. Religion doesn't do it. I don't see any religious person that's open-minded to hear that, oh, your religion is a little harmful. It's kind of killing people. They are stuck in what they choose to believe in because they think it works for them. Meanwhile, they can't even see that they're going for their own destruction. They're going to be dead, but it's okay with them because they think they're going to be saved at the end of the day after they're dead. And it's like, are you sure about that? Like, is there any proof of that one? Or you just believe in a book? Which is, where did all of our belief systems come from? Mostly from all of our books, all of our text, all of our stories that we choose to tell. And it's like, I ain't seeing anybody telling any good stories yet. So that's where, when you can see that everybody's just believing a lie, and they're different versions of lies, and every side of every argument that's going on the planet I disagree with. So it only makes logic sense that everybody on the friggin' planet would be against everything that I'm saying. So, there'd be so much hate coming at me that how do I handle that? How do I um, remain non-hateful myself? And it's only through infinite love. And the only reason you can have infinite love is because you understand that it's just a belief system that people have. They are locked in to something they are choosing to believe in, and they are not seeing it's not working for them. I don't see any belief system actually working for anybody. It's like doing the same thing over and over again that doesn't work, but you're going to keep on trying, thinking that it's going to work someday. Like, no, if it doesn't work, you need to choose a different direction. You need to come up with a completely different belief system. So, but our egos won't let us detach from the belief systems that we've developed over years and years and years. There's even one guy that is working real hard to manipulate humanity into being more productive using your sexuality. And it's like, has that game not played out before? That's what the game is. Every single product has an attachment of sex cells. The women's lib has been nothing but a propaganda to detach families from having, healthy family relationships with each other, and yet there's a guy out there that thinks that, hey, this is the plan, this is the way to go, this is how we're gonna get it done, is let's just get everybody not attaching love with sex, just have open sex, and let's manipulate them all to believe that this is what you really want. But no, you're being manipulated into believing somebody else's warped sense of belief systems, but you're going to be manipulated into it because there's an awful lot of money going into that. And yeah, you don't want to be responsible and accountable, and you kind of see that there is no love in the world, so why even bother working towards that? Let's just have free sex. When after you have free sex, it's like it'll make you feel real dirty and devalued, and then when you feel devalued, somebody can manipulate you. Extremely easy to do the labor, the slave labor, so somebody else can profit. It's kind of insane. But yeah, you just keep walking into that wall and thinking someday you're going to walk through that wall and see how that one works. But that's where I have infinite love. That's where I get it from, is I can see it's just our belief systems. When I see somebody believing something that actually works for them and it actually would work for me, then maybe we're getting it. But right now, I don't see it. I'll still make more videos. I assume the level of hate will only increase. And any of my viewers that are kind of supporting me, it's like, just don't get involved in it. Don't turn into the hate, because that's what this is all about. Every single one of these belief systems that aren't working, there's always a hate behind it. So it's just, forgive them, for they know not what they're doing. That's one of the best sayings. A lot of these Bibles have a lot of truth in it, but it's mixed with like 10% lies. Every religion has like 10% lies, but if you get rid of those contradictions, get rid of those lies, put every religion together like a piece of a puzzle, you'll end up understanding a lot more about what God is. But we want to be tied to our belief systems, and we'll never ever do that. So, and ultimately, the level of hate that will come to me is how strong the path is to your own freaking destruction. When we start seeing that shift over, when we start seeing the level of hate decrease, then you can start thinking that there might be hope for the planet. So it's those that are seeing the hate level increase, it's like, you know what? Start making secret scrolls for the next cycle, because this is a cycle that we repeat over and over and over again, because we can't see the same patterns we're repeating over again. And so we'll repeat the same patterns over and over again. You need a completely different mindset. You need a completely different belief system to jump out of these patterns. So it's like, if you see the level of hate, Yeah, be prepared. Like you'll be reincarnated to live this experience over and over and over again. And the best thing we can do is like leave secret scrolls of what the truth really is. So maybe it will influence the next cycle to not go this far down a wrong path, because this is like total insanity. The only way to cure it is we need to recognize our insanity and develop a completely different mindset, because the game, the evolution is so friggin' wild and so amazing. This is, when we get it, it's like everybody wins. Everybody gets what they ultimately want. Instead of fighting about everything that's wrong and incorrect, it's like, okay, what is right about everything and how can everybody actually get what they want? It's a win-win situation when you find out truth. It's a lose-lose-lose when you believe in a lie. So it's a matter of what you want to believe. Peace out.